So I want to do a quick little video. I'm converting this old Winnebago travel trailer into a flatbed trailer. The camper part was all wrecked. It had leaked for a long time, and I tore the top off. You saw in my other video with the bulldozer there. It's over there. It's old Winnebago. It used to be green and white. That was a chicken coop for a while. Anyhow, I tore the top off and started working on it. Figured out this is about a 5,000 to 7,000 pound capacity trailer. The hitch that was on it said 5,000. Tire rating and what I've read online, these are more like 7,000. But we'll stick with 5,000. That's fine. I can't even pull that. I just have a little truck. I can pull 3,500, so this is more than enough trailer for me, and it's got 4-wheel disc brakes, which I can use, supposedly. Supposedly I have a brake controller in this truck, although I've never had a trailer with brakes, so I don't know if it works or not. We'll find out. Anyhow, ripped the plywood off, which was all basically rotten. Aluminum underneath, plywood, held on by all these little bolts on the corners. I'm going to take them off once I get to the paintbrush painting. Right now I'm painting primer coat. This is Rust-Oleum heavily rusted metal primer. So I pressure washed it. I ain't going to grind this whole thing down to clean it up, or I don't have the money to get sandblasted, so pressure washed all the loose stuff off. Any really heavy stuff I hit with a grinder a little bit to knock it off. And now I'm just painting it. I have a neighbor that has same vintage trailer, a little bit bigger one from a Gulfstream, and he's never painted his, and he uses it all the time and hasn't had any problem. But I kind of wanted to keep it good, make it last, and paint it. It'll look nice too. So I had to put a new hitch on. The other one got bent. So yeah, I'm painting it with this Rust-Oleum right now. I have a green top coat Rust-Oleum will go on after this. Stuff dries really fast. Probably be able to do the top coat today too. It's about a 16-foot trailer by about 7 foot wide. So it actually works pretty nice for my truck. Most trailers are 8 foot wide and stick out wider than my truck, and this one I could just see the edges out the sides of the truck, so works pretty nice. I gotta get probably a couple new tires. A couple of these ones are checked really bad. This one's checked really bad and hold air good. That one's checked really bad. So yeah, here's that Rust-Oleum. It's kind of painted over, but let's see. So here's the description. Rust-Oleum professional rusty metal primer provides the best base surface on heavily rusted metals for Rust-Oleum professional enamels. Provides more than 2 times the rust prevention of using the enamels alone. Superior adhesion, it prevents chipping, cracking, and peeling, eliminates the need for additional top coats and touch-ups, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, it's supposedly made for heavily rusted metal. The guy at Menards said that this doesn't change the property of the rust, but just makes it so it will not continue rusting or something. I don't know. It was complicated. They sell Rust-Oleum in spray cans that changes the property of the rust. They don't make it in a gallon, though. And I needed at least a half gallon, so I figured I'd buy a gallon. Yeah, anyhow. So, well, I got 2x12 planking to go to build the deck on this, too. Got a decent deal. I think I got 12 or 14 2x12s by 8, about 140 bucks. If I would have gotten green treated, I could have actually got them cheaper. They're on sale, but green treated is really heavy, so I want to try to keep the weight down. So So anyhow, show you again once I'm done painting here, and yeah, right now I'm rolling, and then we go back with a paintbrush and get all the little spots I missed. So there it is, all primered. I ended up going to a spray gun after I had been at it for 2 to 3 hours with the roller, and I still had to do all the little nooks and crannies with a paintbrush. So I got out went and found a spray gun and did it that way, which that worked. Still kind of glad that I rolled it, because it's a little bit thicker then with the rolling, but should be alright. I did the underside with the roller. I'm going to do that again when I do the top coat too. I'm going to do the underside with the roller, because that's pretty easy. But all these little nooks and crannies up top are a bitch with a roller, and if you're using paintbrush, it should take forever. I do have to fix a few little things yet. There's a hole right there, and on that side, I believe a bunch of weight got put on this one, and it kind of bent down, pushed it in there. So I'm just going to reinforce that whole area with some angle iron, weld it up. I'm going to do that after I paint. I can always just paint that little area. I did paint the rims, still painting the spray gun, so I was like, what the hell, you know. I wasn't going to originally, but I did. I didn't do the drums or the back side because it's too hard to get to them. So. Plus, it would probably just heat up and go bad. Anyhow, I might oil them a little bit, just the outsides, of course. But we'll see. Alright, I'm going to be patching that spot I showed you before. I have a pretty big piece of angle iron here. I just cut a notch out to go around this brace, which is what, remember, originally probably put the holes. So these are covering the holes. I had a little bit shorter piece, but it wouldn't cover the holes, so going with this taller piece. And I got it all clamped up. Just gonna clean up this side and weld this side first, and then I'll weld the other side. I'm going to be using a Miller Thunderbolt XL AC/DC welder. These are pretty darn nice. You could weld some really thick stuff with this. Definitely want the AC/DC model, because the AC only model, you're really sacrificing yourself on what you can weld, and thicknesses, and when you can weld. In DC mode, it's a little bit more forgiving to weld in a little damper conditions, which it's always damp around here. Should never AC weld in damp conditions. I don't know all the crap behind that, but anyhow, it's just a little bit safer, supposedly. I'm using 6011 rod, which is pretty nasty stuff, but it's got good deep penetration, and you don't have to clean up your weld zone as well. This is farmer's stick, as I like to call it. Weld through manure and everything with this crap. My problem is it spatters a lot, and it's hard to get a nice pretty weld with it. This US Forge brand here. And I got a nice little chart right on the top of the welder that says, for 6011, electrode positive, and deep penetration, minimum prep, rough, high spatter. So that's why the welds are not going to look the best, but you got good penetration, so it's nice and strong. So anyhow, let's go ahead and do some welding here, and you can watch maybe. I've never tried this before. You can see how shitty my weld is maybe. I should have it set right. I have it set at about, what do we got it set at? 90, no, about 100. 100, I believe that's amps. And the range for this is 1/8 diameter rod, 75 to 125, and 100 seems about right. Now we'll go ahead and attempt to weld this. I don't know how good this is gonna turn out video-wise. Like I said, this is the first time ever trying this, so we shall see. Oh, we got ground. That side's done. Clean up the other side and do the other side. As you can see, it makes a pretty darn nice weld, even with this shitty rod. And it doesn't stick too bad. It's got that anti-stick thing. That works out pretty nice. I tell you, on your knees is not a fun way to weld. When you think about it, on your knees is not a fun way to do many things, is it now? Yeah. So, right now. I still got to clean it because it's got the protective stuff on it, so it looks kind of shitty. But it's a good weld underneath, I could tell. Once it cools down, I'll whack it and clean it up, and you'll see. Should be nice and shiny and even for the most part. I'm not the best, but I do a pretty strong weld, so. Anyhow, that's enough of this. I'll show you when I'm done here. Alright, I'm all done. As you can see, pretty decent welds. Not the best, but pretty decent. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you, this is what I was using to clean up my welding areas. Just the Ryobi portable grinder, cordless grinder with a DeWalt brush wheel. It works pretty darn slick, actually. It won't get rust. The Ryobi turns a little bit slow, so it takes a while to get the real rusty stuff, but it'll shine up an area pretty nice. If you know, the wheel's awesome. If I put it on a faster grinder, I bet you could really do some cleaning, but for a little touch-up stuff, I just threw it on the Ryobi because it's handy doing stuff like this. I cleaned the weld with that too instead of using my brush and chisel. I just hit it with this and it knocked all the slag off and everything real easy, so it's kind of slick. One more look at these welds. Well, the frame is all done being painted. I'm sure I missed a few little spots with one coat or the other, but since I did two coats, the primer and the top coat, most everything got something. So, and remember, all we're trying to do is extend its life. It doesn't have to be perfect, so. Half of this yesterday I did without my glasses on with the spray gun, so I wasn't as even as I'd like to be, but that spray gun throws, you know, there's a lot of paint in the air, and the first time I used it, I don't have good goggles or anything to protect my glasses, so I just had a face shield. So I was getting paint on my glasses, which is not the best thing. I was using some older glasses, so I knew that might happen, but it's hard to clean off, and it's just not good. So yesterday I didn't use glasses, so I had to go back and touch up with a brush a few spots. So there's still spots that took paint better than others. Like right here, there's kind of a little bit lighter spot. But I mean, like I say, overall, it's pretty good. It's pretty even. All we're trying to do is extend its life. We're not building a brand new trailer here or nothing. So, looks pretty good. There's a couple spots I could have done a little better. Should have seen with the touch-up, but I missed. Like I say, there's primer coat underneath it, so my neighbor, he did a truck that was starting to rust. All he used was the primer coat, never painted it, and he never had a rust problem again. So that stuff's pretty good. Anyhow, that's that. Next, I'm going to, I'll have to fix a wiring issue. I accidentally cut part of a wire when I was tearing this apart right there for the braking system. Simple fix. And I may or may not hook the lights on before decking. I figure out exactly where I want to put the lights first. I might just put them on the back of the bumper, but I haven't decided. Then I gotta figure out what this wire is coming off. I assume it's just some kind of a grounding for the light system. I think it's a white wire, but I'm not sure. It's clad in black stuff too, so I have to figure that out. I have to rewire the plug. That one's all rusted through. There'll be more testing. Oh, I missed a little bit of paint right on the back of there. Like I say, no biggie. So. Oh, well, I also have to buy some new tires. This one here isn't holding air. They're all pretty checked. This front one's actually pretty good, at least on the front side. On the back it's got some checking. Not too bad. That one I'll keep on. These are actually brand new tires a few years ago, but I mean, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago? Well, no, it's probably more like 10 years ago. They were brand new. They've sat outside ever since, so. There's some decent checking up there. Not too bad. I think I'll keep that one. There's a bad gash check mark, but that one's holding air. So those front two I think I'm going to keep, but I'm going to replace out these back two. See that other back one's really bad checked, so that one I'm definitely replacing. That was the worst. So what I'm going to do is the spare has a big gash in it, and it won't hold air. I'm sure. I mean, it's all the way through gash. So I'll take this one off, that one off. And I'll use that one as my spare, and then I'll just get new tires, or somewhat new tires for those two back ones. Now we should be in good shape. And remember, I'm not going to ever haul 5,000 pounds with this, so two good tires is more than I really need even. And I should have 4 decent tires. So, yeah. That's where we're at. Next I'll be doing the decking, which I haven't quite figured out how exactly I want to do that yet, but I have a few ideas. There's a paint gun after I'm done using it. What I do to clean it normally is just pour a bunch of paint thinner inside, and then spray the paint thinner through. Dump this, put some more paint thinner through, spray it through, put that upside down and put this like this, and it gets fairly clean that way. Now I started using the air gun with the nozzle to spray through this because I have gotten crud in here. You can take this apart right here. Take this bottom bit off and clean in there, and then take the nozzle off and clean. And basically, I had this thing all crudded up. You could not spray through here at all. There's a bunch of crud. And I opened it up, scraped it out a little bit, used the air sprayer, sprayed shit right out. So it works nice. And when I showed you me painting the other day, it was actually half plugged up. I hadn't cleaned it with the air gun from the last time I'd used it. So there was some crud in there. I didn't clean it as good that time. So it wasn't spraying that good near the end of yesterday, so I was going pretty slow. So when I went to use it again, I had to clean it out because it was completely plugged up because of the, I didn't clean it that good again. But it was easy. I mean, it was completely plugged up, and all I had to do was use the air hose and spray it out good. It blew all the crap right out of it, and then it worked pretty damn nice. Other than, like I said, me not wearing glasses, so then I missed spots. Otherwise,